Hello to all of you, my dear friends. My name is Makis and I come to you again from my balcony in London. Today we've got a rather cool day in London. It's about 15 degrees Celsius or around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. As I've told you from the previous video, that my balcony is my favorite place where I relax and I unwind after a busy day in the city. So the balcony has been quite empty for some time, so lately I have acquired some knowledge about gardening and I have decided to use this knowledge in order to create some beautiful pots with flowers, which will make the balcony a lot prettier and more inviting for me when I sit out to have my coffee, and also when I spend some time unwinding from the stress of the busy city life. So last time I showed you how you can create a favorite plant from seeds, how you can start a plant from seeds. But that is not always guaranteed to work, because sometimes the seeds don't sprout. It may be that the seeds are very old, or it may be that the soil conditions are not perfect. It may not be moist enough, or it might be too moist and the seeds don't sprout. Or it may be that the temperature is not very good, or is not stable, or it's not the ideal temperature, which can happen especially in London many times, because our weather here is not very stable. You may have 20 degrees on one day, you may have 12 degrees on the following day, so that's a little bit difficult for the seeds to start up. So another way to create your favorite plant, apart from the seeds, is to start it from, to propagate it from cuttings. So you can get a cutting from your favorite plant and you can use this cutting in order to propagate the plant and create your own plant. It might be a more guaranteed method to work, especially because you can monitor better the conditions around it. So it works a little bit better, I think. So, I mean, the seeds is something very enjoyable because you can see new life generating from start. But as I said, it's a little bit more temperamental, whether when you try with the cuttings you have a little bit more a better guaranteed success rate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this for two of my favorite plants. One is before we do anything though, just make sure you make yourself a cup of coffee. This is my favorite cup and I've got coffee inside, as you can see. More than anything, I want this video to be entertaining, pleasant for you. And secondly, I want to show you some of the gardening skills that I have acquired, and obviously monitor the whole progress with you. So make yourself a hot cup of coffee and enjoy the video. Yeah, I hope the hat doesn't fly off. You know, this video is totally, natural. Nothing is pre-conditioned, so it's exactly as it happens right now. So what we are going to need for the propagation, first of all, we are going to need the plants. So here is a vase of plants that I bought yesterday from my local supermarket. The plants that I am interested in propagating on my balcony is obviously the red roses, because I love red roses so much, and the other one is the yellow chrysanthemums. I love chrysanthemums very much. They are beautiful, luscious plants, and also they smell amazing. I think we're gonna have quite a bit of fun today because it's a windy day in London. So I'm gonna keep this aside. You may have a bit of fun watching the video. It will be quite interesting and at the same time entertaining. So one thing is the cuttings. Another thing that we will need is a pair of scissors. Another thing that we will need is rooting hormone, which you can buy online or in gardening shops, I would imagine. I have bought it online from Amazon. It's called rooting powder, but it's basically root hormone. It helps the cuttings to generate roots, and also in already established plants it helps to strengthen the roots. Also, it's supposed to help mitigate transplant shock when you transplant a plant from one pot to the other. But today we're going to use it for the cuttings. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to use a cup of water. I may have to refill that a few times to water our cuttings after we plant them. Another thing we're gonna use is an empty plastic bottle. It could be from bottled water that you bought, or it could be some soft drink, never mind, but it has to be empty, totally empty. Yeah. And another thing that will help us in the process is the water meter, not necessarily the moisture meter. You can see it here, not necessarily the moisture meter, any other tool that has got a cylindrical diameter, because we will need to poke holes in the soil in order to do the job. Yeah. So first we need to decide which plant, yeah, which cutting I'm going to propagate first. I think I'm going to start. I've got here you can see the pots. These are on my balcony. Yeah. So this is the bigger pot in size, and this is the smaller one in size. The bigger one I want it for the red roses, and then I'm gonna use the smaller one for the yellow chrysanthemums. So I'm going to start first with the rose cuttings. So just have a look around here. So these are our rose cuttings. Yeah, you can see there is a little bit of a rubber link that keeps them together at the bottom of the rose bunch. I bought this yesterday from, as I said, from my local supermarket. So I'm gonna cut this and I'll see which one is in the best condition to try and propagate. So I'm gonna cut. You have to be very gentle with gardening. Yeah, it's an art where you need to be quite careful, patient and gentle. It's not always easy, but today we've got a relaxing day, so we don't need to rush. As I said, it's an entertaining video and we're gonna do it step by step. I'm a little bit stressed myself as well, because I have never done this before. It's the first time I'm trying it, and I don't know what will be the success rate of it, or my ultimate success of doing this, but this process, but I'm gonna give it a go. So very gently go under there you see where the rubber link is, and cut it, and then remove that. Yeah, we don't need it anymore. Great. So now you can have a look at them. One is this one. Doesn't look bad actually. It's not in a bad shape. I'm gonna choose one though, which I think is the best. The other one is this one. We've got. I'm gonna use two because it's quite a large pot. So I'm gonna use two. The other one is this one. That's quite a nice one. The other one is this one. The other one is this one. The other one is this one. Has already started to wilt, you can see here. The other one is this one. Also kind of starting to wilt. The other one is this one. Actually I think I like more these two. So I'm gonna keep these two, yeah, I've decided. So what I'm going to do, we need the scissors again, yeah. We need to remove all of the lower leaves. So I'm gonna remove this gently, yeah. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut this. Hey Timo, this is my pet parrot talking to me. I'm gonna cut this also. I'm gonna cut this, and we are going to cut the flower. We have to cut it here. I'm gonna cut this also, and I'm gonna cut this. Okay. And you see we've got 3 leaves on each one of the upper branches. The upper branches we need to keep here. So we've got 3 leaves on each one of the upper branches. So I'm going to keep 2 of the leaves. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off. Now at the bottom, I'm going to cut it here at about 45-degree angle. Okay, because this creates more surface for the new roots to grow when you put the cutting into the soil. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it down there. Yeah, just a little bit more. I'll do it. Yeah, that's ideal. That's perfect. So what I'm gonna do now, yeah, with my moisture meter, I'm gonna dig a hole into the soil of the large pot, yeah, for the cutting to go in. That's about it. Never mind if you have to use your hands also, yeah. Now, before we put the cutting in, what we are going to do, we are going to dip the bottom part of the cutting. You see, this one that we cut at 45-degree angle, we are going to dip that into rooting hormone. So this is it, yeah. So I'm going to do it a few times. You can see what I'm doing here. Rotational movements. For it to absorb as much rooting powder as possible, yeah. I think that's about it. You can see it, yeah. We don't need to do it over the top, but it needs to be enough. So now we are gonna pop this cutting into the hole that we have already dug in the large pot in the soil, yeah. And obviously once I put it down, I'm gonna push the soil all the way back up to cover it, yeah. And now we are going to take the other rose flower, the other rose branch, and we are going to do another cutting, because as I said, this pot is actually quite large. So each of the cuttings will give a new rose bush, new rose plant, and it will fill in the whole size of the plant and it will look beautiful. Hopefully it's going to happen, yeah. So what we have to do again, we remove all the lower leaves, yeah. So we are going to be cutting this one, cutting this one, cutting this one. From the upper branches, you see this one has more, the hat is going to fly away from me. Okay, great. So we've got more branches here with leaves. So we've got 3 branches with leaves here. That doesn't matter. Make sure you have removed all of the bottom ones, yeah. So this leaf, you see, it's already starting to wilt. So I'm gonna cut this off, yeah. Now this leaf is already starting to wilt, so I'm gonna cut this off also. And this leaf here is starting to wilt. I'm gonna cut this off also. We set the flower. We have to remove it, yeah. Now at the bottom, I'm gonna go here, and you see down there, and I'm gonna do a 45-degree cut. Done it, yeah. Now I need to dig another hole into my large pot, yeah. So I'm going. That should be about it. I have dug the hole, yeah. Now I'm gonna dip the cutting into rooting hormone, yeah, with a few peripheral movements, so it will absorb enough hormone, yeah. I need to just show you very well. Hey, Timo, I'm here. I can hear you. Thank you for contributing to this, Timo. Okay, it has absorbed enough rooting powder, yeah? That little excess here of a branch, I'm gonna remove it, yeah? And now I'm gonna pop it into the hole I have dug in the soil, and I'm gonna push the rest of the soil back up to cover it. Okay, I tried to be as centralized as I could when doing this. I hope you can see it, yeah? You can have a look, I'll help. You can see how I've done it, yeah? So the two cuttings are in the large pot. And I tried to be as central as I could when I was doing this, yeah? You see this is the pot, I tried to stay around the center, yeah? This is a bit of a taller branch, this is a bit shorter. I have kept the good upper leaves on. The leaves that had started to wilt I have already removed, yeah? So, okay, great. So here we are, yeah? So now what we need to do, we've got this empty water bottle, plastic bottle. Let's measure it up. About there, I'd say, about there, yeah? We are going to have to cut it. Because what we want to do is, we want to make sure we keep moisture around the cuttings for the new roots to grow. If you leave them like that, they are not guaranteed to grow new roots because they will dry out and they will die. So in order for them to grow into new plants, we need to create a moist environment around them. And we do that by placing the plastic bottle, after we cut it obviously, to fit the length of the cutting, are over the cutting. So over the following weeks it will keep a moist environment there and will facilitate new roots to grow. So this is the area where I've decided I'm gonna cut. So I'm gonna go with my scissors, yeah? That might be a bit of fun because obviously I have to go into the plastic bottle and start cutting there. And obviously I have not pre-prepared anything, as I've said. It's a video that happens on flowing time, yeah? So it's exactly as it is. So I'm gonna go and start cutting there. Great. I've done a puncture hole, as you can see, yeah? And now I'm gonna gently cut around. Cut. So this is what we've got here, and now I'm gonna place it over the cutting. So I'm gonna show you. Maybe I should push this cutting a little bit further down. Okay, so it will go over it. Well, I'll push it just a little bit further down. I'll push that one a little bit further down also. Okay, can you see? So I'm gonna push it over it. Still is a little bit short. I'm gonna push it to go a little bit further down. You know, another thing you can do, you can cut the top off. And you can take this off, just throw it away. Put this up a little bit. Now it's okay. Now it's perfectly alright. And we're gonna do the same process for the other one, yeah? I'm left with that one. I don't know if that one is good enough to go over the other cutting. So we are going to see now, yeah? It's actually not bad. So it's fantastic, yeah? You see I have covered with one plastic bottle both the cuttings. That's looking good. Perfect, I'm very bottoms over the cuttings. So now we just have to water them. Okay, so I've got a full cup here, and I'm gonna use 3 of them because obviously this is a large pot, yeah? So I'm gonna, first of all, before I do anything, the rest of the cut roses, I'm gonna put them back in the water, yeah? And I'm gonna keep them decorating the inside of my flat for as long as they last, yeah? Just to get them out of the way and clear my working space. So make my life a bit easier, yeah? So I'm gonna put them back into the water. Perfect, very good. And now we are gonna start watering around the cuttings, yeah, in the large pot. As I said, I'm gonna use 3 of these cups, so I only have 1 cup already filled with water, as you can see, and I'm gonna go inside and refill it a couple of times, yeah? I'm gonna do the first one now. Hey Timo, I can hear you. So I've done once, now I'm gonna pop inside to refill it again, and I'll be back soon. I'll see you soon. So here I am again. This is good exercise also, with a bit more water. So I'm gonna water my cuttings again, yeah? This is the second time for the large pot. Go around them very well, because when you go around them, it will also stabilize the plastic bottoms over the cuttings, yeah? So they won't be moving. And when they will not be moving, they will be keeping the moisture inside. I'd say it needs 1.5 more of this. I can tell from how the soil absorbs the water, yeah? So I'm gonna go back inside to refill my cup. So here I am again with my cup filled for the 3rd time, yeah? You can see it's full of water. So I'm gonna go near my large pot and pour the water over the cuttings, around the cuttings. That's looking beautiful, and I'm gonna do half the cup this time, yeah, and it will be done for the large pot. So I'm gonna go inside again, yeah. So here I am again. It's not full this time, yeah, it's only just half the cup. I don't know if I can show you. You can have a look, yeah. You have to be very careful when you water your cuttings, not to overwater them, because overwatering the cuttings can lead them to rot. And if they rot, they will die and they will not grow new roots. And obviously, the purpose of doing all of that is so that the cuttings survive and they grow new roots and they form into beautiful new plants. Yeah. So please don't overwater them. So this is half filled this time, as you can see. Great, it looks absolutely moist but not wet, exactly how it needs to be. So now we're going to move on to create the chrysanthemum cuttings. Yeah? For the chrysanthemum, because it is a smaller pot, I'm going to use one cutting only. I don't need to do two cuttings because of the size of the pot, yeah? Because it's smaller. So here we are again. Here is our lovely cuttings. Great. So these are the yellow chrysanthemum that I want to propagate, yeah? So let me see, I will pull them all out and I will choose one that I like and I will go over the process again, yeah? So I'm gonna just pull them all out, yeah? Oh, actually it is only just one. Okay, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. All of these lovely colorful blooms come only from one cutting. Okay, that's why chrysanthemums are so beautiful, yeah, because they've got such vibrant colors and they are so luscious plants, and also they smell so beautiful. So what I'm going to have to do, as we only have one, we don't want to destroy it. Actually, I was looking for the scissors, but it was behind me on my balcony all of this time. So we have to be very careful how we go about it, because we haven't got another chance. It's only just one. I thought it would be more, but it's just only one. So let's go. So we have to cut this at the side. We have to all of the cut this again, is at the side, both the stems. We've got to cut this again. We have to cut this a bit further up. Cut this. Now I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this branch with the flower at the side here. Now we've got to be careful, yeah, because we're gonna leave some leaves on, yeah. Now, so what I'm going to do, we have to remove all of the flowers. So I'm gonna cut this off here. Cut it off. It's gone. The other flower is there. I'm gonna cut it off also. The other flower is here. I'm gonna cut it off also. In the end I will choose which leaves I'm gonna leave on, yeah? And the other flower is here, which also we have to cut off. These two I'm gonna remove. This I'm going to remove. And this is what we've got left. So I've left two good leaves on, yeah? Now it's a little bit long, so I'm gonna cut it down here. Okay, so this is our cutting, and I'm going to create a 45-degree angle of cutting at the bottom end of my branch, yeah? That's it. So this is what we've got left. I've done it very carefully because I didn't want to destroy it. So now this is our cutting. So let me just put the flowers aside. They will be decorating my plant for a few more days while they last. Now I had another plastic bottle, but actually the wind blew. It gave up a strong blow, and the plastic bottle rolled over and went into my lounge. So I'm gonna pop inside my lounge to get the plastic bottle, because again we need to create a plastic dome over the cutting to keep the moisture inside. I'm gonna keep the cutting safe, and I'm gonna go look for my plastic bottle, yeah? And I'll be back soon. Great, so here I am again. I have managed to retrieve my other plastic bottle, which I will also have to cut. And I have also managed to refill my cup with some more water, which I'm going to have to use for my other cutting, yeah? In the meanwhile, I hope you've been enjoying the video so far. Have yourselves a sip of coffee. We all need a break, okay? We're not superhuman, we are only human, yeah? Beautiful. I really needed that. I hope you are enjoying your coffee as well while you are watching this video. So I'm gonna leave that aside for the minute. And now we've got our beautiful cutting. I'm going to go again with my moisture meter or any other instrument, as I said, that you may have in the home with cylindrical diameter, and dig a hole in the center of my smaller pot. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. My hole is around there for this cutting. What I've done though, I just pushed it too hard into the soil, and we said to have rooting hormone there, yeah? So I'm gonna dig a little bit and remove the soil from the bottom of my cutting, because I need to dip it in rooting hormone. Yeah, that's important, because this facilitates or promotes the growth of new roots. So I'm gonna dig this. Dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. Do it gently to remove the soil, yeah? We didn't need it to be there in the first place. I just pushed it. I shouldn't have done. Okay, now I've removed enough. You can see the white again inside, yeah? Great, that's perfect. So now, what I'm going to do, I've got the rooting hormone here. So I'm gonna dig it again inside with rotational movements, yeah, so it will absorb enough of it. I think that's looking perfect. I can just shake it a bit. We don't need over the top also. Great, so that's it, and I can recap my rooting hormone now. We don't need it anymore, and I'm gonna pop the cutting into the hole that I have dug into the small pot, and obviously I'm gonna push the soil back up around it to cover it up, yeah, up to a certain extent, yeah. And now I've got my other bottle, and I will put it next to my cutting to see exactly at what length I need to cut down the bottle, yeah? So here, I think it shows around there, yeah? So I'm gonna go with my scissors again. As gently as you can. You don't need to injure yourself. Just be careful, obviously. This is fun, but can also be dangerous, yeah? So you see, I'm just trying to create an entry hole into the bottle. I've done it. Okay, I've created my entry hole here. So I'm gonna now start to cut around. And this is it. It made a thumping noise while it fell on the floor, on the balcony floor. So I'm now gonna cap my cutting, yeah? And the purpose of it, as I said before, is to keep the moisture inside. Be gentle. If the leaves are too wide, as they are on this occasion, I'll show you how I'm gonna do it, yeah? And you see, so no injury was caused, yeah? These are roots of weeds, so I'm gonna have to remove. And that's it, I've done it. This is all finished now. We've done the job, so all we need to do now is to water it. So for that one, I think I don't have to use 3 of the cups or 3.5 like I did with that one. Okay, obviously it's a much larger pot. For that one, I think I'm only gonna have to use a couple of cups. Yeah, so I'm gonna start now. Here I am, yeah. Some noise that you can hear is from the from the floor of the balcony where I've got the half-cut plastic bottle and all of the blooms and the flowers that I have removed in order to make the cuttings. So the scissors, we don't need it anymore, thank God. We survived. I didn't injure myself, so everything was done in a very safe mode. So I'm gonna leave it aside. So I'm glad at this moment I can leave such a lethal weapon aside. And now we've got to water the cutting, yeah? So this is the first cup. Also I'm gonna leave the rooting hormone at the side because we don't need it anymore, just to clear the space a little bit. That's it. So this is the first cup, and then we'll need one more cup, I think, yeah? When you water it, go very well around the cutting and very well around the plastic bottle that you've just inserted into the soil. It's important that you keep the soil moist but not wet, because if you make the soil too wet, the cutting can rot and no new roots will form, and then we are not going to get a beautiful new plant. But if you don't have it moist enough, it doesn't facilitate the growth of new roots. So it has to be moist but not wet, yeah? And go around the plastic bottle in circles when you water it, yeah? So we've done once, and I have to refill it just one more time. I'm positive that it's only gonna need just one more time. It doesn't need more than that. I can tell from the absorption of the water from the soil, yeah? So I'm leaving the cup and I'm gonna go inside and refill it. Yes, Timo, I'm here. I can hear you. Timo, I'm here. I'll soon be over. You've just heard me talking to my parrot, who always wants to be around me. So when I'm not there, he's looking for me. He likes me to be around most of the time. So this is our second cup for the small pot, yeah? So I'm gonna pour it over now. And we are now done. Our process is complete for the propagation of the cuttings. So you can see, yeah, we've got this large pot with two rose cuttings and this smaller pot with one chrysanthemum, yellow chrysanthemum cutting. So hopefully they will grow. You see the stages. I've done everything for you. How you choose the branch. The quality of the branch is best if it has not wilted, so that means it's still alive, yeah. Or those that have wilted, they have not fully died, but they have already started to die. So best choose those that have not totally wilted, yeah, or have not started to wilt, if you can find in your bouquet, yeah. So in your bunch of flowers. So then cut the lower leaves very carefully. Definitely cut the blooms and the flowers and leave the upper leaves. You need to make sure you leave a small number of leaves. 2 to 4 leaves, I would say, would be good enough. Even 2 or 3 leaves would be fine, just to do photosynthesis, yeah. Then you dig a hole in the soil. Then you dip the bottom end of the cutting, which you have cut in 45-degree angle, to create more surface, which will allow more root to grow. So you dip your cutting, the bottom end of the cutting, into the rooting hormone. You rotate it a few times so it will absorb enough hormone, and then you push it into the soil, into the hole that you have already dug in the soil. Then you push the rest of the soil back up around the cutting. Then you measure the plastic bottle to be a little bit taller, a bit higher than your cutting. Then you cut it with the scissors, the lethal weapon, yeah? Be careful not to injure yourself. Make sure it doesn't have very rough edges so it doesn't injure you when you cut it, or if it has a certain rough edge, just, you know, slightly go over with the scissors and remove it. And then you pop the plastic dome over the cutting. Be careful not to injure the leaves. You've seen with the camera how I've done it with the chrysanthemum because it had really wide leaves. Just hold slightly the leaves up with your 2 hands, and then, or with 1 hand, and then with the other hand pop the plastic dome over, and then twist it a little bit in the soil so it will get firm. And after that, water the cuttings. Now I'm gonna leave this aside because we don't need them anymore. As much as I like holding the pair of scissors, I'm gonna leave it aside. So what I need to tell you now, let me grab my coffee. It usually takes about 6 weeks for the cuttings to grow new roots. And we will be monitoring their progress. I will do update videos. Hopefully I will do one every week just to see, to give you an update what is happening, and also for us to enjoy our session because it's quite entertaining as well, and have our coffee together. And then after the 6th week, provided that our cuttings have been successful and they have grown new roots, we can then remove the plastic cups, the plastic domes, yeah, and we can just treat them as a normal plant. You have to be very careful how you water it over these 6 weeks, because you don't need to overwater it, but the soil needs to stay moist, yeah. So I'll tell you what you need to do. If you live in a warmer climate, maybe you need to do it once a week, and if you live in a very hot climate, maybe you need to water them every 4 or 5 days. Okay, be very careful about the rate of watering, because it's very important to keep them healthy so that they don't rot, and also they have enough water though to keep them moist and to facilitate the growth of new roots. The plastic cups, we're gonna remove them after 6 weeks, and every week I will be doing an update for you. Hopefully we'll be successful. I want the whole experience for them to be entertaining more than anything, and also if it can be at the same time educational, where they can pick up some tips, that would be perfect. I don't want to make it educational only and not entertaining. The number one purpose is to entertain yourselves, to relax and unwind, to enjoy watching the show. And the second purpose obviously is educational, just to learn something from it as well, and enjoy your having your coffee with me. So there are going to be update videos every week. Thank you for watching me today. I'm going to start transferring all of my, my plants now, my flowers now inside to decorate my flat again, and the rest of the equipment that I used. I hope wherever you are well. I hope you try to make your life as beautiful as it can be. Always be close to your heart and to what makes you happy. I know it cannot always be like that in life, but sometimes if we are determined, we can improve it, we can make it better, we can make it closer to what speaks to our heart. And I'm gonna see you again soon. Have a really good time until next time. Yeah, bye bye for me. Bye. Oh, and I wanted to say one thing. If you enjoy watching the show on my channel, just subscribe to my channel and share the videos with friends, yeah, so we can grow the channel. Thank you very much. As I said again, have a really good time. Until next time, bye bye. Take care. Bye.